Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to learn how to make this triangle dishcloth. This is part of the strawberry dishcloth series, and all of a sudden if you want just a triangle just like this, it's just really easy to follow. There's really not a lot of brain power when it comes to doing this. You just need your Lily Sugar and Cream, or you can use Bernat Handy Crafter size G or 4mm crochet hook in order to make this work, and this is actually really quite simple in order to make. Before I begin, I'm just going to let you know that I am going to differentiate from, or I'm going to deviate from the pattern just slightly, but you can follow along and just watch what I'm doing here in order to make it simpler. So what we're going to do is start off with a slip knot just like so, and then we need to create the center so that we can rotate around that. Let's begin by chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we go into the beginning chain just like so, and we create a slip stitch so that we have a complete circle right in the center. Notice how I'm kind of putting this with the outside. I wanted to make sure it's trapped around the center of the ring so it's easy to hide. Let's begin the next step. We're going to begin, and we're going to start off by chaining 3, which in the rules of crochet counts as a double crochet, and we're going to double crochet 2 more times right directly into the center of that ring. So we're going to rotate around this ring. So we only want 3 sides instead of 4 as in a typical granny. So whenever we get to a corner in this particular project for when we're doing this kind of step, is that it's gonna be chaining a 3. 1, 2, 3. Typically in granny squares it's always 2. So we're going to then double crochet 3 more times into the center. So it needs that extra chain in order to make that curve in the corner that is more than a 90-degree angle. So once you get your 3 in there, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, coming back into the center for another 3 double crochet. And then you're not done yet, so you have one corner here, one corner, but where's this corner? So you gotta finish it off. So you got a 1, 2 and 3, and then just slip stitch it to the top of the chain 3 that you started with, just like so. So how we start the remainder of this, so you can see that there's only 3 sides, so this is a triangle beginning. So I'll show you where to start the next round. The rounds are really easy to follow. In actual fact, once you get a hold of it, you might not even need to watch the rest of this tutorial. The next stitch, you're just gonna slip stitch until you can get to this corner here. So we're actually at the end of this corner, but we're not in the right position. We have to be over here. So we're just gonna slip stitch across the 2 top of the double crochets that are available to you, and also slip stitch into the chain 3 gap, and now you're ready to go. So here's what we're going to do for the corner. So you can see that there's 3 corners now, and we're just gonna chain 3, which counts as 1 of the double crochet, and you're gonna double crochet 2 more times, and 2 just like so, and then you're going to chain 3. Why are you chaining 3? Because you want to maintain that corner. So 1, 2 and 3, and then double crochet 3 times more into that same space. Just like so. So let's continue to go around. Okay, so here's where we are. We have one corner done, but here's the next corner, but we have to get there first. So in this pattern, every time you're jumping over spaces or jumping over stitches, you're always gonna chain 2. 1 and 2 to do so, and then we start the next corner, which is what? It's 3 double crochet and 3 chain and 3 double crochet all in the same space. So we can turn that corner. So that was 3 double crochet, chain 3 times, and then double crochet 3 times. Okay, so that's another corner, but here's the next corner over here, so we have to get there. So what do? We chain 2, 1 and 2, and then again double crochet 3 times, and then we're turning the corner, so that means it's gonna chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then double crochet 3 more times. Okay, and then we have to get back to this corner here, but there's a space there, so we chain 2 first, and then we slip stitch it to the beginning of the top chain 3 that we started with, and we're ready for the next round, just like so. Let's begin round number 3. So again, just like I showed you before, we have to make ourselves to the first corner. We're not there yet, we're actually early, so we have to slip stitch across the next 2 double crochets. So we're doing this every time we're doing a round, and then we double our slip stitch right into the chain 3 on the corner. And so now we're beginning to do the first corner, so we chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, double crochet 2 times. Okay, so then you have your 3 as in the rules of crochet, and then chaining 3, and then same space because we're still maintaining that corner, so double crochet 3 times. So now the corner is further apart from us now than it was before, so in each one of these spaces we're always going to put 3 double crochets, but how do we get there? We have to chain 2 first and then do the next. This is the gapping space in the middle between the corners, so every time you hit one of these it's always 3 double crochet and then chain 2. Now we're here on the corner, so it's 3 double crochet this time. So the corners are always the same, 3 double crochet, 3 chains and 3 double crochet, 1, 2 and 3. So the only difference is that there's gonna be more and more spaces put in between the corner spaces. That's the only difference. So now that you have that, our next corner is way over here, but we're not there yet, so we have to chain 2, fill in the spaces in between. There's only 1 this time. There will be more as this thing gets bigger, and there'll be 3 double crochets into each one of those and chain 2. Here's your corner, so 3 double crochet. Okay, chain 3 because you are in a corner, and then 3 double crochet again. Okay, so now the next corner is way over here. It's already done because we started it, so we only have the space left, so we chain 2 to get there, 3 double crochets into each one of the spaces in between the corners, and then chain 2 because we have to then attach it to the top of the chain 3. So in the next revolutions we have to do a few more of these, but I'm going to get you started because there's no difference of what I'm showing you right now. The only difference is that there will be more gapping spaces. You can see now you have your corners here, and now you have 2 more spaces, so that's the only difference. So let me get started on the next one. So you have 2 more revolutions to do this, so I'm going to start you off with the first one, is that we're gonna slip stitch ourselves to the corner just like you have been, and I'm gonna let you do both of these revolutions on your own. So you're going to slip stitch to the corner and now chain 3 and double crochet 3 times, chain 3 because you were in the corner, and then double crochet 3 times. Okay, and then we're now in the gapping spaces between the corners. So how we do that is chaining 2, and then we just fill it in with 3 double crochets into each one of the chain spaces going across. Okay, chaining 2 because you got another space, 3 double crochets here, and then you're chaining 2, and then finally your corner, so it's 3 double crochet, 1, 2 and 3, chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then 3 double crochet. So I want you to finish this round just like I've showed you before, and then I want you to do one more round of this, and then we're gonna do something a little different from that point. So continue to do that. Now since I last left you, I did 1 extra round, and I'm just coming around and I'm just going to slip stitch it to the top of the beginning chain 3. So the final revolution that I have for you today is that we need to make sure that we have a nice thick border just like so. So how we achieve that is that we immediately start off and we don't make our way, we don't slip stitch our way to the corner like we have been. We immediately just chain up 3, and then we double crochet into each one of the double crochets that are available. No biggie, right? So on the corners what you're always going to do is that you're always gonna put in 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when you're working your way down, you see that there's 3 double crochets, there's chain 2, 3 double crochets. So each one of the double crochets is going to get 1 double crochet. No biggie, right? So you're just following exactly what's there, and then simply when you get to your chain 2 spaces, you put in 2 double crochets into those spaces itself. Okay, so 1 double crochet into each of the double crochets, and chain 2 spaces will have 2 double crochets, and the corners will have 5 double crochets. So continue that all the way around, and then when we come back I'll show you more. So I'm making my way all the way around. I'm filling in my very last space of just 2 double crochets because that's what you need, and then we just have to slip stitch it to the top of the beginning chain 3, and then we're good.